The Father's House. Becoming aware that the Father's house exists and that it includes you. Episode 9. When the house begins to heal you. When you stay in a peaceful place long enough, something inside you starts to adjust without you even noticing. That is how breathing works in the Father's house. It's not done in a hurry. Neither does it shout about it. It simply surrounds you until the things that used to trouble you begins to lose their strength. You know, in our part of the world, when someone has suffered or gone through something hard, the first thing we do is bring them home. Not to fix them with long talks, but to keep them close and warm. Let them eat our food. Let them sit with us and hear our familiar voices. Let them sleep where they know they are safe. Healing in an Eastern home often starts with presence, not medicine. And that is exactly how God heals a person. The boy in this story hadn't even explained himself fully. He hadn't solved anything or corrected his mistakes. But once he entered his father's house, the house itself started doing the work. The atmosphere was different. The tension he carried from outside began to melt. The shame that was heavy on him started losing weight, and the fear that made him restless slowly calmed down. You cannot stay in a place of mercy and remain the same. That is how God deals with us. When He brings you into His house, He does not expect you to be strong instantly. He just wants you to stay close long enough for His peace to soak into your heart. Many of us grew up breathing the air of survival and pressure. Some of us carried heavy responsibilities too early. Some struggled with expectations, and some went through losses we still don't have words for. So it takes time for the heart to adjust when God brings us into a place where we are actually safe. Healing in God's house is not always spontaneous. Sometimes it's as simple as waking up one morning and realizing that you slept without fear. Sometimes it's hearing God's word and noticing that the heaviness in your chest has reduced. Sometimes it's seeing yourself sit quietly without rushing to anywhere. Sometimes it is noticing that you didn't snap at anyone the whole day. Healing often comes quietly, like morning light entering a room, little by little. There is something else. The Father's house heals because love is present there. Real love. The kind of love that lets you breathe normally again. The kind of love that no longer reminds you of where you failed. The kind of love that covers your mistakes instead of announcing them. When you stay around that kind of love, you begin to soften. Your heart starts to open, and the places inside you that have been tight for years slowly begin to relax. Some people expect healing to happen fast, but that's not how life works, even at home. When a child falls sick, the mother doesn't drag him to recover in one day. She keeps him close. She feeds him slowly. She checks on him and lets him rest. And little by little, the child becomes himself again. That is how God heals you. Patiently, kindly, but without pressure. So if you are in that stage where God has brought you in, but you still feel fragile, don't be discouraged. The house is already doing its work. Mercy is working, peace is working, and rest is working. The Father Himself is working inside you in ways you may not see yet. Give it time. Healing is already happening. In our next episode, we'll talk about the robe and how God restores your dignity and reminds you that you're not just a visitor, you are His child. Do have a very good morning, my friend. My name is Chikere Ohoka.